Hey guys, just wanted to show off probably one of my favorite EDCs as I disassemble and clean it today. Cold Steel Recon 1. This is definitely probably one of the most known heavy-duty tactical folders. I'll be disassembling it with this Kershaw tool. Holds several different driver bits in the inside and also has a magnetic tip, so that they don't fall out when you're disassembling your blade. This is the discontinued XHP steel. Cold Steel moved on to S35VN just simply because of availability issues with the XHP, which definitely disheartened the community, but totally understand. What drew me to loving XHP so much is definitely the ability to actually, cut cardboard, rope, zip ties, just, really heavy duty use all day long without needing sharpening. That was definitely kind of my transition from basic steel materials, getting into higher end metallurgy and enjoying more premium materials. So this knife is just 2 slabs of G10 with a backspacer and Udemco's triad lock and a 4-inch 1tanto style blade. You got 2 pocket clips. I actually put pocket clips on both sides of the knife just because I like to be ambidextrous, and I like my favorite folders to be able to be slipped into literally any pocket depending how I want to organize my EDC for that day. Another reason why I love Cold Steel knives is they're just so nice and easy to disassemble and clean. Lockbacks are extremely strong. They are very easy to maintain, super easy to disassemble and reassemble. And you could hand a lockback to pretty much anybody that doesn't really know much about knives. They'll be able to open and close it safely and use the knife safely. So this Tanto blade that Cold Steel uses, it's kind of a compound grind, because on the main portion of the blade it's hollow ground, and near the tip it's actually flat ground. So as you can see at the transition here, there's a bit of a scoop. So I'm just doing a really basic quick cleaning, just wiping down the inside faces and just doing a quick oiling. As you can see on the scales, I've been taking sandpaper to it, and I'm doing a little bit of a transition here of bringing up these scallops. I'll do it to this as well. So I have more of a divot for my finger to wrap around and hug into. And when you do that, this G10, everyone knows Cold Steel's G10 is pretty rough, but I don't mind it. But I still find that even when you wear it down, if you listen to that, it's still pretty grippy and pretty tacky. So no issues from me whatsoever. So just warm soapy water to get rid of the gunk, pocket lint, and basically kind of the faded ground away G10 that may have fallen in here, just because I could feel this blade starting to what's the word I'm looking for, just kind of draggy when you're trying to draw it out. It's not crystal smooth anymore. Bringing it out. I'm just speaking a little softly today because finally the kid is having a nap, so Mama is too, so I don't want to disturb him too much. And kind of a blessing in a way with this isolation everyone's doing, staying at home, little extra time with the family, with the kid, and all that. Now this is the thing that gets me, always consistently remembering which way to put the washers. If it goes there. Some heavy duty WD-40 once a year I find definitely does the trick. So Teflon, bronze is the way I like it. Blade. A little more WD-40. And then later I'll just kind of reach in with a paper towel and get the excess. Phosphorus bronze, Teflon, and then handle scale. Reprofiling this XHP with a 17 degrees per side bevel. That's what I've been doing the past few days. I think it's 15 or 20 degrees. I can't remember which one. Staying in isolation too long is getting a lot of blanks on the brain recently. But yeah, just reprofiling it to a nice 17 degrees. Pretty much I put all my smaller fixed blades and folders on that, because with 17 degrees that's still a 34 degree total angle. It's more than 30 but less than 40, so it's a really good marriage between toughness and sharpness. The edge isn't too brittle but not too delicately sharp that you'd have to worry about it snapping or breaking off on you or anything like that. Definitely got way into cold steels when I started collecting and actually using knives, just because of how strong workhorses they are, especially with their crazy test videos. So this always happens when I disassemble a cold steel knife. It's not super smooth when you first put it back together. You just gotta... Oh, I messed up something in there. I definitely didn't tighten down the back screws enough, because it's too tight here and way too big up here. So I have to tighten those down again. So just a little closer look on my cold steel Recon 1. Cold steel's Recon 1tanto. That's what I call kind of a compound grind or a double grind. It's hollow at the main portion here, and then it's got a flat portion at the tip. If you can see, there's a bit of a swoop in the grind there. It's got a DLC diamond light coating. The spine is sharp enough that you can use it to strike ferro rods. You can see there's the logo, Cold Steel XHP Taiwan. Nicely scratched up pocket clip. Black on one side, shiny on the other. Lanyard with shot cord. And my friend Yorick on the side, on the end there. Triad lock by Andrew Demko. I just wish they would upgrade the jimping a little on the back there. But this G10 is more than grippy enough with these deep finger grooves. There's no way that you're going to accidentally slip up on the handle. You can choke up. You get really fine control on that blade, especially near the tip. There's the normal grip. You could choke back a little even. And really lock in with the reverse grip. I'm slowly getting 200 grit sandpaper and rounding down the outside edges of the handle. And I'm also working on bringing these scallop lines back as well, just so that it hugs the finger a little more, to give it a little bit more comfortable and secure grip. Even when wearing down this aggressive G10, it's still very kind of like tacky feeling, like it still has grip to it for sure. Perfect centering. And so it's got 9.75 inches of overall length. The blade length is 4 inches. It's 5.3 ounces, which is a really good weight for such a heavy-duty blade. And it's made in Taiwan. Now, that doesn't bother me. Everyone is usually pretty concerned about their blades being made in the USA or whatever, but I'm in Canada, so if a blade's made in the USA, that doesn't affect me too much. As long as the quality is there, I don't care where the blade is made. I've used this constantly for, I'm a horticulturalist, so a lot of gardening, so cutting a lot of plant material, opening plastic bags, getting it very dirty and muddy sometimes. cutting landscape fabric, which is basically sheets of fiberglass. This is, the Cold Steel Recon 1 series is probably one of the best recognized heavy-duty lines of folders, as well as just overall tactical blades. Even after a lot of use, still super sharp. Reprofiling this with a 17-degree bevel. There we go. Sorry I don't get all of that cut on camera. It's just not the easiest thing in the world to cut Ranger bands. To do it safely, you just gotta... You don't want to fling around with it too much. So I'm just not getting a good grip on that one. It's not the knife, that's just me. There are those flat lines. And the nice hollow ground portion of the blade. Super sharp. Generally, I probably prefer the clip or the spear point model, but this has a very acute tip. I've actually come to really love the tanto blades, especially for, say, scoring open packages or scoring sheets of paper. And this would actually be a good hunting and skinning knife because, say, if you're cutting through the belly of an animal, this tip is almost a little bit of a drop point, so it's going up in the reverse, and then you have this entire flat portion of skin to basically be sliding against as the grind keeps going up through the material. That's why this tanto blade punctures so well. I find that with this secondary tip, the Ukote, it's got a pretty good amount of quote-unquote belly for slicing material, and from the factory, it's not totally flat. The Cold Steel tanto blades usually have kind of like a micro belly that kind of like sags from the Ukote, the secondary point, down to the heel. This is a complaint for a lot of guys, not to me really. If you see that job done on there on the sharpening choil, a lot of guys would say, well, we should just make this whole thing a big choil and start the blade here, or they should have brought it back to the end there. But then again, that cutting path would be in the way of the thumb stud. To me, it's not a big deal. The blade's still sharp. It's locked up solid. That's pretty much all I care about.